Hello, this is Kelso and Skill with the Grim Reapers. Today we'll be conducting the third and final review series for the Winwing F-16EX HOTAS. This review will focus on the F-16EX stick. Here are the major topics: stick overview, mounting and options, switch add-on, button list, actuating the controls, Simapp Pro and dynamic vibration motor, current pricing, and discussing our thoughts.
Let's see what we get with the Winwing F-16EX stick. The actual stick itself is a 1-to-1 scale replica of the stick found in the F-16 and A-10, but Winwing have pimped it up and given it some extra functionality with a view to making it more appealing to a larger user base. The F-16EX stick is compatible with the Orion base, the Super Libre base. It can also be used with the Winwing extension or the Z-axis attachment. The main grip itself is of an all-metal construction which feels really solid and sturdy. Although the metalwork is smooth, there is a subtle texture which might just be from the paint, but it makes it feel nice to the touch and comfortable to hold. Most of the buttons, switches and levers, and let's be clear, there are a lot of them, but I'll get to that later, are made of plastic, but they all feel solid with a good clicky haptic feedback for every push. These are the parts I received with my F-16EX grip: a clear plastic washer, a black plastic plug, 2 small screws, and a threaded post. Before we get into the details of the stick, I will quickly go over mounting it to a base. Winwing have informed me there was an issue with the first batch that meant it could not be mounted to the base securely without the use of a thin plastic washer, which is placed between the stick and the base. I have been informed that future batches of the stick will not have this issue and will not require the washer. Take that clear plastic washer and place it in the mounting collar of the base. After that, simply connect the cable and attach the stick to the base. Screw the collar on firmly. Here you can see the grub screw has aligned with the rear of the stick. This allows it to be tightened against the flat area within the threaded section at the bottom of the stick. Once mounted to the base, you can adjust the height of the wrist rest for comfort. That threaded post can be changed for the one already installed to give extra height adjustment. The only thing I found to look out for when adjusting the wrist rest height was, if you set it too high, it might make it awkward getting to the pinky switch. Now let's have a look at the add-on. It's easily removed by unscrewing the 2 bolts on the left hand side. Once loose, pull the add-on away and carefully unplug the single connector. Once removed, you use the black plastic plug to cover the now empty wiring hole, and the 2 small screws are inserted in the empty screw holes to keep it all nice and tidy. As you can see, you're now left with an authentic looking F-16 or A-10 stick, although this is at the expense of the additional controls from the add-on being lost. With the add-on reattached, there are many buttons, switches and axes. Let's have a look at what we have. 1 times 8-way switch with push, 5 times 4-way switch with push, 1 times slew axis, which can also be a 4-way switch, or both with push, 2 times momentary push buttons, 1 times axis control with push button, 1 times 2-stage trigger, 1 times additional trigger with axis control, virtual buttons and physical buttons. Let's have a closer look at them. The add-on slew control can be set as an axis control with push, or a 4-way switch with push, or an axis control which activates switches at the 4 cardinal positions with push. It is clear that Winwing have taken the F-16 stick and added a huge amount of functionality and versatility. I would even go as far as to say it will have more than enough controls to bind all of the buttons on the switch-covered cyclic stick of the much anticipated AH-64D module coming soon to DCS. Oh, I almost forgot. As well as the multitude of buttons and switches, Winwing have also added a kind of rumble pack vibration function to the stick. Now, this is not a force feedback, at least not in the true sense. Think of it more like a rumble pack you get in a console type game controller. It is designed to provide haptic feedback to the player using vibrations, for things such as firing weapons, gear up down, landing, etc. It's simple enough to set up. Simply run Simapp Pro, open the Dynamic Vibration Motor tab. There you can enable your device and select the appropriate aircraft. You can select the default settings, which will load the default profile from Winwing, or select Advanced to either create your own profiles or download profiles from other sources.
The current sale price for the complete F-16EX HOTAS is $550 US. Given the Orion system is modular, the current components are on sale as well. You can choose throttle sets, stick sets, or individual components. We're mic'd up now and we're going to talk about the pros and cons of this F-16EX stick from Winwing. Thank you for doing the lion's share of the work on this one. I had to travel for family and we're back and everything's good. What did you think of your stick, the new stick? Give me any cons you can think of first.
Cons? I genuinely can't think of any cons. The only con I can think of would be if you wanted a pure replica immersion seeking F-16 Viper or A-10 Warthog stick. This has got too many functions on it. Is that a con? I don't think so. But other than that, I can't think of any cons.
Yeah, and given the opportunity or the ability to switch it out in takes, I don't know, less than 5 minutes, I don't see that as a con. The O-ring thing, you described, correctly that they, from what I understand, they had a CNC machine when they were building that, and it was off just a little bit, requiring that little O-ring. How about your pros?
Just the sheer amount of functionality. Like I say, you can use it if you so wish as a replica F-16 A-10 stick. Take the add-on off, lose those extra functions, but it's pretty much a replica with added functionality. Obviously the design of it's going to draw comparisons with the Thrustmaster Warthog, I would say, but almost every switch on the Winwing F-16EX grip has more functions than the respective switch on the Warthog. Every hat has got the push function. The nose wheel steering missile step switch has been replaced from a single push button switch to the 4-way hat plus push. The paddle lever's got an axis function on it. Put the add-on on, you've got an extra axis control which has got all those other functions. You've got an extra hat, you've got another trigger with an axis control on it. It's so good that it's now my daily driver stick. I don't use anything else other than specific sticks for specific modules like the F-14 or I've still obviously got the F-18 stick for that, but for everything else I just use this stick. It's got more than enough functions. I've not found a module in DCS that I've run out of buttons for.
Tell me about the shaker. What do you think about the shaker?
Again, it's not a con, it's a feature that some folk I assume will appreciate and like. It's not for me. Even with gamepads, I don't have the rumble function on.
Okay, so it's a buy for you?
Definitely. Yeah. The stick, everything about it has been designed primarily as an F-16 stick, but they've added so much functionality. You can use it for anything else. The wrist rest being adjustable makes it comfortable to use, center position or off to the side. Yeah, it's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, same for me. I don't have any cons. The buttons for me they're fantastic. Okay, we've played with lots of stuff, sticks and throttles, and I've gone through, first I had the Warthog, then I had the Virpil systems, and several iterations now of the Winwing, and this is just fantastic. Again, this is my daily driver. I wear a medium-sized glove, so I don't have big meat hooks for hands, and the wrist rest is just wonderful. It works. I can reach everything.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Let me ask you a question. You did the frag order of what we were bombing. What were those buildings? Those single-story long strip that looked like, I don't know, chicken farms or egg farms. What was that?
Warehouses. Warehouses for peeps.
Peeps?
Yes.
You mean those little disgusting marshmallow things for Easter?
Yes.
Really? Okay. When we land, let's rearm. I think we missed a few. I hate those things. Okay, folks, thank you for listening to our review. There's going to be a couple of other things happening. We're going to have another video or two. One of them includes an interview with Winwing. Thanks for watching, folks.
Bye.